Shalom. Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to you brothers pushing this truth all over the earth. This lesson is going to be quick and straight to the point. It's going to be I just escaped my mind. It's not like it. It was unclean for a reason. That's gonna be the title of it. And I'm just gonna touch on the going into the law and going into the unclean food and stuff, because I don't understand where's the hard concept of we have to keep the law. The law is not done away with. It's not none of that, because it's nothing. It's honestly folly to hear somebody to try to go against that. Yet they don't have no scriptures to back up what they're saying at all. But we're in the wrong when we tell you to do what the scripture says. I don't understand these Christians, these niggas, man. Niggas. It's unclean for a reason. You're not supposed to eat it. You're not supposed to be touching it. You're not supposed to be, maybe I'll try it. No. And we tell you time and time again, the food is unclean. It was made unclean for a reason. I'm going to touch on the basic animals. So the first scripture I'm going to get is, then we're going to prove, and the scripture I'm going to use right here is right here in Baruch as well. But we're going to touch on this one in Leviticus real quick. The one that our people have a problem with the most. Leviticus 11. We're going to start at verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, and told Aaron, saying unto them, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which you shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. Whatsoever part of the hoof and is cloven-footed, and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat. Nevertheless, these shall you not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof. He is unclean to you. No camel meat, no camel burgers, no camel tacos, no camel spaghetti. No, we're not eating no camel. You understand that? It was made unclean for a reason. Not for you to go back and eat it and you try to justify you eating it. Talking about we under grace, brother. Does that mean that you can keep going off when you under grace? No. Let's keep going on. And the coney, because I think I pronounced that right. Because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the hare. I forgot what a coney was. I think it was a type of I forgot. I remember looking it up a while ago, but I forgot what it was. And the hare, which we know is rabbit, because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. Be cloven-footed. Oh, Slock, I skipped over. And verse 7, here we go. The main one that our people have a problem with. Leviticus 11 and 7. And the swine, which we know is pig, though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Of their flesh shall you not eat, and their carcass shall you not touch. They are unclean to you. Why are we not supposed to eat pig? Let's just dissect the animal. They don't barely sweat. They have one stomach. And if they're not releasing those toxins from their body that they're eating, then everything that they eat literally is going right into you and it's being cooked. And that's why our people have the high blood pressure, the diabetes, the heart attacks. That's why our health is literally shit in this kingdom, man, because they're literally feeding you food that you're not supposed to be eating. That's why the Most High made a dietary law for a reason. He didn't make it so it can be done away with. Then when we get ready to go in the kingdom, then he's gonna put the law in our inward part. Then we're not gonna eat the animal again. What sense does that make? It was made unclean for a reason. They serve a purpose in the earth, man. Most High didn't make an unclean animal. Then, oh, okay, well, down the line, I'm gonna make it clean, and then they're gonna eat it, and then we're gonna make it unclean again when we're rolling into the kingdom, and then we're gonna do it like that. No, and to say the Most High is not the author of confusion. That's confusion right there. All done away with, brother. He nailed it to the crosses, man. Christians, man, they have no understanding. and pigs literally eat anything, man. They roll around in mud, they sit in filth, and they're just nasty creatures, man. Terrible thing to have in your diet. They're literally made to clean the earth. Just like we're about to go into the other foods that was meant to cleanse the sea. But what does America do? Eat whatever you want to eat. And that's why the water looks the way it does. One Esau is fucking with it, poisoning it. And that's what I'm saying, Esau. Then, on top of that, you have them taking out the bottom feeders of the earth that cleanse the poop, pee, the bacterias, and all that shit. All the nasty filth and all that stuff that's in the ocean, they clean that. That's why when you see videos, make sure it's still recording. That's why when you see videos, when you see the divers going under the water and all that stuff, and they take their their little not gas mask, but the mouth guard off their mouth where they're breathing in the oxygen tank off their mouth, and they open their mouth. What does the shrimp do when they take that thing off their mouth and then they open their mouth? What do? They literally go into the diver's mouth and cleanse the stuff that's in his teeth. That's why they do that. And that's why they're at the bottom of the ocean. The Most High knows what he was doing when he was creating these things. You're not supposed to eat that stuff. You're not supposed to eat it. It's unclean. Yes, we all used to eat the shrimp, crab, lobster. If you wasn't allergic to seafood, we used to eat the pork. We used to do all that stuff. But we didn't know. But now that we know why why he made it and why we're not supposed to eat it. Shrimp, all the shrimp and stuff, it's just like a version of a pig, but they're in the water. And the pig, and it's vice versa, man. It means to cleanse the earth. You throw out your burnt bread or whatever, you throw it out to the pigs and guarantee the pig's gonna eat it, man. The pig's gonna eat anything. They're unclean animals. Don't eat them. And honestly, to be honest with you, when I knew we weren't supposed to eat it, pork is not a hard thing to give up, man. It's really not. You can have turkey bacon, turkey sausage, and it tastes better or just as good. So come on, man. It's not that hard a thing to give up. Our people make it seem like that it's the end of the world when we tell them they got to stop eating. They have to stop eating unclean food. Brother, I'll do. And some of our people just uprightly don't care. I see we're not supposed to do it, but then the hypocrisy, and then they'll go pray over the food that they know they're not supposed to eat. It's the hypocrisy in our people right there. But let's keep going. Verse 9. These shall you eat of all that are in the waters. Whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. Fins and scales. What does not have fins and scales? Oyster, shrimp, crab, lobster, mussels, squid, octopus, all that, catfish. Now people love the catfish. All that stuff, you're not supposed to be eating them. And all that and all that have not fins and scales. Hold on, sorry, the page. And all that have not fins and scales in the sea and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you. They shall be even Slakia. They shall be even an abomination unto you. You shall not eat of their flesh, but ye shall have their carcasses in abomination. Whatsoever hath no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you. And that goes, and now it's about to go into the birds and stuff. You guys can read that at your own time. I want to get this other law real quick. Now this is Jake right here. Old Christian Jake. This is what the Jakes have problem with right here. Leviticus 19 and 27. Ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shall thou mar the corners of thy beard. Ye shall not make cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord. Now, no lining your hair up, nor destroying your beard. No lining your beard up. Keep the natural line of your beard. You got to keep your beard on your face. Jake. The old Christian Jakes got a problem with that. So you saying you got to keep a beard, brother? And then they try to justify, you sin too, brother. And then they be like, hey, you sin too, brother. And then they'll say, so you sin, and then, what Christians do, man, they hurry up and try to put, when it comes to them and it comes to their iniquity, they try to hurry up. They try to hurry up and say everybody sins, and then say, do you sin? And then they try to do that to justify them not having a beard on their face. And they go all around everything for them not to have a beard. You can't keep all the laws, brother. And then like, come on now. We know keeping a beard is a law that you can keep. It's not hard not to shave your face. It's not hard at all. But they'll make an excuse for that. And then it also shows the hypocrisy in the Christians, man. Because when you tell them about the dietary law and you go all that stuff, they'll try to bring up a couple scriptures that they think they know what it means, taking it out of context, like they like to say. They go to Peter, then they go to the one, I believe it's in Mark, going into about the it was about the topic, or the not the topic, the context of what was going on. Mark was about washing of the hands, and they'll try to turn that around and flip all that type around. But when we read precepts, we taking stuff out of context, and it shows you that stuff, the hypocrisy in them. So that was that. And I was just trying to show that the law is not done, because if the law is done away with, therefore we can do whatever. But we know that sin is a transgression of the law. So if the law is done away with, therefore we can go kill somebody, or we can get tattoos on our face. But then they'll say you can't get. I agree with you on that. We can't get no tattoos, brother. But then you can eat. But then you can eat whatever you want to eat, and they're found in the law. That doesn't make any sense, man. Christian is nothing but mad and literally folly, literally. Let me read this scripture since I got it pulled up on screen. This is Baruch chapter 4 verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. Let's get this. Job 14. It's like I keep getting Job 14 and verse 4. Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. Let's get that. I forgot I had that precept, and I'm going to get this one. So y'all know this one. It's Matthew Verse 17. Think not I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass. Is heaven and earth still here? Doesn't the earth abide forever? Yes, the scripture does say that. One jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. Is the earth still here? Is the heaven still here? Yes. Is law still be in effect then? Yes. Now we know we're not going to be able to keep the law 100% in this place. We all didn't have to do something on the Sabbath, or get gas, or cook, or buy food, or whatever the case may be. We know we're not going to keep the law 100%. And we know that. And the thing about this too is Esau, and the way that he runs things, there's pork in damn near everything. They put them, I know, especially Popeyes, they use it in their red beans and rice and all that stuff. And I just didn't find out until recently. I had no clue they did then. I was eating red beans and rice, but they use the pork to make the batter, or whatever the case may be. And I think they use it in their gravy too. I'm pretty sure, for the mashed potatoes. But they put it in. They put the pork skins in your clothes. And we know. And look, we also know we're not supposed to be wearing mixed fabrics and all that stuff. But we don't have the stuff that we do not have control over, like that stuff. And that's where we're gonna get covered at. That's really when the grace comes. The grace does not come. It's here. We're under grace, but that does not give you. That does not mean you just go off just because you under grace. Does grace mean I'm just about to do whatever I want now? No, that doesn't even sound right. I'm under grace, brother, so I can just do whatever I want to do. And then Christians really, honestly, coldly believe this. They believe that vomit that they speak to people, which is the crazy part. They really believe that. So the law endures forever, like the scripture says. And here's the thing. I'm gonna close it out on this one because I touched on the point. I don't want to beat the dead horse. I just want to get this last scripture because this literally does not make any sense. So we kept the law. Now, when Yahushua got on the cross, he nailed that stuff to the cross. So now we're in the grace. So now there's no more law. So now, when the new covenant comes in, this is what's going to happen in the new covenant. Hebrews 8 and verse. Should I want to start at? I'm gonna start at 8. Hebrews 8 and 8. For finding fault with them, he saith, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Everybody wasn't included in that. Christians. I'm a spiritual Israelite, brother. No. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continue not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws, his what? My laws. Why is he doing that? The law's done away with. We're going to put them back in the laws. Where is he going to put them? Into their mind, and write them in their hearts. And I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me from the least to the greatest. For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness and their sins, and their iniquities will I remember no more. Now, we kept the law. Law is done away with. And now, when the new covenant rolls around, we're gonna keep the law again. What sense does that make? We say that time and time again. That makes no sense. You think in the kingdom we gonna be eating pork? You think that's we gonna be having bacon sandwiches, pork chops? That's against the law. What is the sin? Let's get the sin. And that's gonna close it out right there. It says, I will remember their sins no more. Slack you, bear with me. 1 second. First John 3 and verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law. For sin, what is sin? For sin is the transgression of the law. The laws are going to be in our inward parts. Why? So we're going to remember and we're going to be perfect in the kingdom when we receive our new bodies. Everybody's going to be perfect. Ain't going to be no more sinning amongst the Israelites. Because it's going to be in our inward part. Now, the law is done away with. We know what sin is. Now, why are we not going to be able to eat pork in the kingdom? If the law is done away with. And sin is the transgression of the law. And a lot of these Christians don't even know that. That's why that's probably, I believe, why they do it. And even if they do know what sin was, they would still eat it. Pork is not a hard thing to give up, man. It was made unclean for a reason. It's a nasty creature, man, that serves its purpose. Just like the bottom feeders that Jake loves, that shrimp Alfredo, crab cakes, and all that stuff, man. But that was it. That was it. I'm closing out the lesson right there. Hope the lesson was edifying. It was made unclean for a reason. That's cool. And that's going to be it, man. I want to give all praises unto Yahweh. And by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakadash, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to you brothers pushing this truth all over the earth. Stay strong, Israel. We're almost out here. And I'll catch you guys in another lesson. Shalom.